You're back. So what was that all about? What did the king have to say? Something about putting aside our differences? And he wants me to trying to wring an antidote out of Ruga. Since Meinolf's dying, everyone's been let into the city under its protection. I wonder if it'd change my mind. I wonder if I'd change my mind like that if I knew the end was near. Is it not? Shut up. You know what I mean. So how are you feeling about all this? All of this? Care to narrow it down? She smiles politely, waiting for your question. What should we do about Ruga? Gods, I wish he just didn't exist. You know he's not going to hand over a cure, not without a high price anyway. He's gambling with people's lives for his own benefit. Why do people like him always seem to prosper? Rule comes to those who have a deep desire to rule. You mean madmen. You spend so much time and effort trying to do the right thing, and here comes Ruga. He may as well be stabbing children as he goes, and people love him for it. But anyway, what can we do? Threats and beatings don't seem to work. The man can take a punch, I'll give him that. Can't kill him yet either, for Meinolf's sake. What does he even want? The throne? What's the point of ruling Aberrang for a couple days before the darkness takes it back? I'm sick of thinking about Ruga. Let's change the subject. She smiles politely, waiting for your question. Yeah, Ruga's that age-old example of just horrible, broken people that are, in many cases, like kind of the average person who wants to rule. Like a lot of modern politics involved there with just people that the type of person that would be crazy enough to want to be a politician and a leader in modern society is often exactly the kind of like selfish, narcissistic, like just problem of a person that you don't want to have rule, but they're the ones that seek it out, and that's kind of the trap we're in. What would you do in Meinolf's position? That's a tough one. You know me. I want everyone to live. Maybe even not hate each other. Ruga's men are bastards, but I don't think they deserve to die. I'm just glad the Varl are on our side. But I'm not the king, so I guess there's not much else to say about it. She smiles politely. What's your deal with the Horseborn, anyway? My deal? What do you mean? Oh, you're going to pretend like there's nothing up with you. I heard you giggle the first time you saw one. I don't giggle. Okay, look. Just don't repeat this, I promise? I promise. When I was a girl, I remember my father showing me pictures of horses. They looked amazing. I wanted one so bad. Then he told me they were all killed, totally wiped out. Do you know the story? Legend says the Loom Mother made horses, and another god created the Horseborn from them. But there was a time when both Horseborn and horses existed. They'd see people use horses for farming and carrying goods, and wouldn't know how to react. Was it slavery? Were horses like children to them, or some living reminder that they're just dumb beasts? You could ask the same about Varl. Come on, it's not the same. Varl looked pretty different from Yox. No debate how the Horseborn were made. Anyway, rather than let anyone own horses, the stories say the Horseborn went crazy and slaughtered them all. Then they fought the humans a bit, but eventually retreated far south. They say the Horseborn felt such shame about the massacre, they just never returned. Who knows what the truth really is? Up till the moment I saw one, I was never even sure the Horseborn really existed. But they're real. They're really real. And they're beautiful. And they're causing all sorts of problems. Oddleif's beaming face and wide grin deflates. Tell me about it. She smiles. We better get back to camp. Yeah, I suppose we should. How are you holding up? You ever get tired of doing the right thing? What choice do we have? Leave? Go south? See what happens? I'm just thinking out loud. Some people are talking about ships. After what we saw in Fishavik, the serpent's blood was eating the boats, and it killed everyone living in the sea. I know it's not a real option. Now we've got to rely on each other. Just remember, you've always got a shoulder here. Don't try to carry this all on your own. I think that came up last game. Or at least the question came up, right? The idea of, like, what's going on? There's no horses anywhere. In fact, I didn't question the lack of horses, I think, until the moment I encountered the horseborn, and then I'm suddenly like, wait a minute. Where are the horses in this game? And that's around the time you realize, like, oh. There's no horses, there's just horseborn. I don't remember if the previous game... I want to say horseborn came up in Banner Saga 2, not 1, but I could be wrong. But I think... I think that's... I don't think the game ever said why there weren't horses until now. I think. We have not had time for proper introductions. I didn't even know it'd be necessary. Are you comfortable with the king's orders? It's not a matter of comfort. I was given as much warnings as you were. That is to say, none. But if these are the king's orders, I will follow them. Is there anything you wish to know? Petrus stands at attention, waiting for your response. How did you become the guard captain in Aberang? He looks uncomfortable and unaccustomed to talking about himself. I won't bore you with the details. I was an orphan. When I was young and impetuous, I overthrew the vicious bastards who were selling children in the slums. I did it without killing a man. King Meinolf made me an honor guard. A few years later, after an attempted coup, I became captain. You may have a guess who incited the attempted coup. Fast rise to power. Power only means you have the luxury of putting your own needs last. Petrus stands at attention. What can you provide? Several hundred trained fighters, weapons and armor, and access to the king, should you need it. Several hundred fighters in a city of several 100,000? We're lucky for that. Look at Frostveller or Borsgard. The wealthy buy control. Any upset of balance and the wealthy families hack each other to pieces over it. Innocent people get caught in the fray. The king is trying to change that in Aberang, but it's slow going. Tradition dies hard. And in my experience, many would just prefer to hack each other to pieces in the first place. Why did Meinolf put me in charge? I'm an outsider. It would be above my position to assume. But, in my opinion, you answered the question yourself. The king knows the other clans in Aberang. Too well, I think. Schemes and secret plots flourish in a city like this, but your banner speaks for you. Who better than an indebted outsider to handle all other outsiders? So he can expect me to do as he says and take the blame if things go wrong, too. That's one way to look at it. Aren't the wealthy families in Aberang going to be upset about this? Without a doubt. You probably have things to do. As you say, my men were spread thin already. I'm almost more worried about the clans than the dredge. May I offer some advice? Please do. Rely on me to understand this city. Sometimes men who come from countryside see things as a straight path, but Aberang is a circle. If you try to change direction suddenly, you risk being flung over a cliff. And we are dangerously close to a steep drop. I appreciate your counsel, thank you. Of course. If you need me, I'll be nearby. If you talk to people, the smiley face with the beard gets more smilier, and then you get more morale. Isn't that great? Hooray. Rest, Petrus, and heroes. Let's take a look at a new character. Who's missing right now? Alette? Oh yeah, Alette's gone. Aren't you wounded? There's no indication on screen that they're wounded, is there? We have 2 new characters. We have Gudmundur, level 8 raid master, our shield user. Do we have another? Do we have one of those? Ludin and Trigvi were always spear users. Eric's like a rogue. Yeah, all the characters like that aren't in this party. So Gudmundur is like a new thing for me in this party. Kind of a more common character to deal with once upon a time, but not so much anymore. Always max out that armor break, that exertion, and strength, and armor. I guess just max out everything. Ta-da! I really do like my crits. I have a problem, probably. There's Petrus. Guard captain. They both have the same ability. No. Oh yeah, they both have bloody flail. That whole bizarre combo where you just spam for a while and just see what takes damage along the way, basically. Big shield. Alright, so he has bloody flail. He has run through. Oh, I've never had that, have I? I've seen the enemies use this on me. Character selects a target, then runs through multiple tiles to reach them, causing 2 armor break damage to each character he runs through. Then he stops behind his target and stabs them for normal strength damage. This allows the character to move through both friend and foe, giving him the highest mobility of anyone on the board. He is most useful when hunting down ranged or weakened enemies hiding in the back rows. So he can run through 4 tiles, which means up to 4 enemies would all take 2 armor break damage, and then he would then do strength damage to the person in the back after having already done armor damage to them, I believe. Which, if they're an archer, means that they already have weak armor to begin with, and now it's weakened more. And then he attacks them, probably taking out half of their strength or more. Reinforcements. Petrus calls upon one of his loyal men-at-arms and come to the defense of the party. Oh. He can just summon an additional soldier. Shit. I might like this character a lot. And he starts out at being level 10. Ooh. Oddleaf might take a break from the party. Petrus is pretty good. Goddamn. Pump up those stats. Being level 10, he's already so strong that you can add max all those points and still keep going. Let's give him a heroic title. Let's commit to this character. He seems story important for this episode. And also is very strong. I'm tempted to go for this a little bit because of the crit chance and break talents, but the range distance is kind of wasted because he doesn't have ranged attacks. Ooh, bonus aggro is not that makes sense. Bonus move and will. You still can't level, right? I need to get you that. I should have gotten you that 1 kill a moment ago. Then he'd be level 9, and I can give him the bonus aggro thing. I think I'm just going to give him this one. He gets poison on his attacks, which if he does the thing where he goes through a bunch of enemies, that's pretty good. And then he does the... has a bunch of will, can move a lot. I'll give it a go. Let's find you a freaking... yeah. Yeah, so the ones I've picked before are gone, right? Yeah. The ones I've picked are already gone. So consecutive attack on same enemy, does that... I wonder if flailing affects that. That'd be insanely effective, but I kind of imagine that's not... I imagine an attack is an individual action you'd order him to take, not the series of individual attacks of one move, because that'd be incredibly effective. Gives you a bunch of will and strength on kill. Gotta be like a really good one, right? Will regen. Ooh, just more break in general. But I kind of have a character that's more specialized in break. This one just gives him a bonus to his allies, which... doesn't he have... oops. He's already a character you want standing next to your allies, because he gives himself and his allies a bonus of armor. Way more effective, though, if, of course, they're all... if he's with other ones, which isn't really an option right now. But it means giving him an adjacent allies bonus is kind of added to that. Instead of, in addition to armor, I could give them strength at the same time. And eventually, yeah, like, if I get rank 5 of this, then my allies have 3 bonus armor, and +2 to strength attacks, and +3 will, which is like a fantastic bonus overall. Making him just really good for his allies in general. Have this guy next to Hakon or whatever, and bad things are happening to them. I'm not psyched about adjacent bonuses, though, just because I find the way I play, my characters don't necessarily coordinate that specifically at times, especially during the chaos of combat, so I'm kind of worried it might just be underutilized. This is more armor and more armor break. No, just more armor and armor regen. Yeah. I might get... yeah. I need to choose one of these. I might give him Shield Cleaver because I think my other character, if he ever makes this level, might go last standing just to make his armor even more hilariously strong on top of how good it is already. This is pretty good, though. An all-rounder. +1 armor, +2 strength, and you get resist of both. Meaning he also is just way harder to take down. And that's just and this one just goes all on resist at all cost. You don't get the bonus to attack and strength, but you just get more. You get 2 strength and armor resist by the end. That's like, he'd be really hard to kill. I might go with that one. As the well-rounded character. And he's also, like, he's even well-rounded between these two, and maintaining them as being high would be great for him. Yeah, I'm going for that. How do I exit out of menus half the time? Yeah. I'm going with that. The Unbent. So 1 will resist, 2 strength resist, 2 arm resist. I don't know what will resist means. Isn't will the resource I use to go all in on stuff? I guess maybe there's will destroying abilities in this game. I don't really remember that being a thing so much. But oh well. Yeah, this gives him 1 resist of each right off the bat. I'll go for that at the very least. Alright, so now he's now on top of being quite strong, he has a bonus to those abilities. Cool. Maybe I should just go in on the abilities that make him more likely to resist damage. Just to keep him going. My problem with this is only a 20% chance. The amount of resist goes up, but the amount of the chance of the resist happening does not go up. So it's like it's always a gamble. And it's kind of a bummer as a result. That's kind of how it's just kind of how talents work. In some level, I'm almost less excited about talents because they're more, it's like they're adding a bunch of RNG to a game that originally had less of it. And it feels a little odd. Let's go for puncture. I feel like the puncture's got to have good synergy with his, I feel like that probably goes well with his ability to flail on people. Yeah, I'm just gonna go on crit. I can't help myself. Because the crit stacks. All the different things that increase my crit stack, and then you just have devastating attacks as a result. And I want that. I'm all in on that. Give me. You're ready for another level up, aren't you? Is it time to go further in? Let's go shopping first. There's a nice little market down here. Oh, they changed. Wait, did they? +2 aggro, armor, and strength resist. No, this was here before. I might have just forgotten about this one. Never deflected, 30% divert aim. I don't remember what divert aim means, unfortunately. +3 to all talents is pretty strong. And a crit chance. Might be a good item for my new character, actually. Or that's kind of a crazy item to give to my scary character. Oh boy. Hakon could be really scary at that point. I can afford both of these too. 30% crit, 2 strength, and -2 armor. It's a further exaggeration of what Hakon has become with his title. What's he using right now? 2 strength resist is pretty good because it maintains his strength is the issue. Whereas with the thing I gave you, it's also movement. Movement's powerful. I shouldn't underappreciate that. I don't necessarily want him to be an aggro-based guy, though. It's just that this has cool abilities right now. More loading than you'd expect, huh? When I'm going between menus. +3 to all talents. Like, that's a significant benefit across the board. Especially since one of those talents is probably a crit chance, and then you're adding that to your... you're adding the crit chance bonus on top of this 20% crit chance, just for a ton of critting all the time. Whereas this one just is a lot of crit, too. Yeah. I'm gonna go for them. These are really good items. I just hope I find the right time to use them. I didn't mean to click on that. I do like that move. If I put this on, we're gonna be at... Well, not that. It's like not reacting. There we go. See, that's +2 strength. This is currently +3 strength. How do you close things when you open them? There we go. Oh god. Oh, it's really laggy. Okay. That takes him to what? 23 strength? At some point, a single stack could become so absurd that nothing else matters, right? Because that's 23 strength, and he does a whirlwind attack. Like, what the hell? And he has a crit chance of whatever the fuck. This is 20% right here. This is 30% right here, so he has a 50% chance to crit before he even gets bonuses. Oh, there's a close down there. There we go. And then, if he's fighting an enemy in melee, that's plus 10% crit right there, that's 60%. But if he's doing a whirlwind, he's probably got a couple of people around, and that's when it becomes scary. Oh, not 60, there's 20% per adjacent enemy. So, one enemy, if he just fights one enemy, that enemy's adjacent. So, that's a 70% chance to crit already. 2 enemies, 90% chance to crit. 3 enemies, 110% chance to crit. It's already over 100. Jesus. Okay, now I'm realizing that's too high. It might make more sense to go with you, because your crit chance is so absurd, we don't need that extra 10% at that point. Whereas, plus to all talent, this way he does not lose armor, and the plus to all talents makes him, so that all these talents he has get comically more powerful. That makes up for the crit he's losing anyway. 30% chance to completely avoid a strength attack, meaning somebody going after his strength might not even hit him. Puncture chance. Scary. I need to put a point to these so he can be like Alette, and they can both be hilariously powerful, basically. Alright, Petrus. I think I'm gonna give you the other one then. He's gonna be that skews him. So he was 14-14 before, now he'll be 12. He'll be 12-16. Plus or minus this stuff? No, that's just resist. Oh boy. We'll see how this goes. Customization is king. Alright, Petrus. Petrus escorts you to your camp, which was set up while you were gone. I know King Minolf asked you to speak with Ruged once, but after his men ambushed us, I may have been too... He's not capable of speech for the moment. Seems you two have some kind of history. I will bring you to speak with him as soon as possible. For now, I would suggest rest. It has been a long day for us all. Oddleif has been waiting for you to return. You can hear singing and laughing in the distance. Where is everyone? Celebrating. For the first time since we left Skoger, we can just stop. We made it. Thanks to you. I don't feel done yet. The dredge could easily tear through that flimsy outer wall if they wanted to. As far as I can tell, we've still got no answer to the darkness. What do you think Ivor's doing right now? Whatever it is, I'm sure he can handle it. I'm just not a let someone else deal... I'm sorry, I'm just... This is gonna be the last episode for today, because apparently I'm getting tired. I'm just not a let someone else handle it kind of girl. It feels strange, this sudden calm. Nothing to do but wait. You're right. I can't even work on Ruga yet. The guard captain went wild on him. Good. On the other hand, what if Minolf dies? Between Ruga's loyalists, the Horseborn, and the power struggle, the city may turn on itself. The harder we try to grip this world, the faster it seems to slip from our fingers. We can't stop the world, Alette. All we can do is try to hold on. Come on. You deserve one night of happiness. Oddleif fakes a brave face and leads you to where the rest are already celebrating. Chapter 17, Raising High. Whoop. Oh, goodbye to those characters I just figured out how to play as.
darkness hasn't responded to anything I've tried so far. Damn you, Juno! How did you... I can't give up.
He's in deep.